Do let me look up the recipe real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Denise.
Hey, Denise.
I was just going to ask about the lymphatic class. Could you tell us about that? Is that coming up soon? And
Yeah, it's coming up. When is that coming up?
2 weekends from now. I think it's February 25th.
Right. So not this coming up weekend, but the following weekend. And it's a free class. So we posted the oils that you need for that. And, if you need to get something, we listed the things, but I tried to give pick an oil from each group, like group 1, group 2, group 3, because we're focusing on certain aspects. And so the oils are posted, and it's just a 1-day class, but it's going to be probably more of a therapy session than than us just sitting and chatting. How sometimes in some of the study groups we sit and talk about different conditions and things. This one we're going to physically go through and just unwind the lymphatic system, but we're going to address some of the things in the nervous system that contribute to either better lymphatic function or poorer lymphatic function. And so we're gonna just go through and do that. And I think it's just, what is it, 10 to 6 or something? It's just like the Sunday schedule. Yeah. So it's a free class on Sunday. Yeah.
it sounds great. I'll make sure. And then on Cypress, how would you want me to take Cypress? I'll check and see.
For your thing, I do the thing where I put several drops on and then just rub it on the roof of your mouth.
On the roof of the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Very good. And thank you so much, because if I need to order it, I can pick it up with maybe this class kit. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. So this is how much of a thing that the roof of the mouth is. Back when I would see people in person, people would come in with super bad sinus infections, and it'd be super impacted. And we'd try doing things with oils, and I'd be doing healing and a little physical manipulation or something. None of it was really working. And so I would pop on a rubber glove, and I would take my finger and I would just start rubbing the roof of the mouth, just kind of back and forth, side to side, a lot of it back and forth. But, you just kind of keep moving it like you're doing kind of almost like a friction massage on the roof of your mouth. And every time, if the sinuses were super impacted, it would pop it open and they would start to drain. So that the roof of your mouth plays a much bigger role in your sinuses than we realize, because we don't really ever think about the roof of our mouth for anything unless it's got a sore on it or a burn or something. We don't really think about it, but it can get very inflamed, and it can get very lymphatically
congested.
Backed up. And then the other trick is taking lemon internally can be helpful. Kind of keeps everything moving. But if the sinuses get really impacted, it's an old school thing, is to take maybe a drop or two of cinnamon, a drop or two of cinnamon in some water, or you could probably do thyme, or you could even probably do it with your oregano, a little bit in water, and then drink it so that it kind of has a little bit of heat to it, and then do a little bit of jumping jacks for 60 seconds. And the movement, the jumping, you're basically trying to break a sweat. And within usually about 60 to 90 seconds, the nose will open up and you'll start to unwind.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Yeah. Excellent. I do have the cinnamon leaf. I got that recently. And and the oregano as well as a possibility. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Is there anybody else?
Is your Angelica the same as white Angelica?
White Angelica, if I remember right, is a blend that's from Young Living or something, and it's 20 or 30 different oils or something. So I don't know why Gary called that white Angelica, but that's a blend, and it has very little Angelica. Yes, and So just let me look something up here. And we might even be able to squeeze it too. Okay, so if you have the blend Gilead, let's have you get that. But if not, I'm going to give you some choices. Cistus, sage, poplar, St. John's wort, or African bluegrass. So the blend Gilead, or cistus, sage, poplar, St. John's wort, or bluegrass. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to clean up the lower centers, like from the navel down. And this is to reduce the buildup of lower emotions. And so this is usually very gentle, very soothing. It's relaxing to the body, and it helps to reduce the effects of the things from the environment, be it people or, stressful situations or environments, whatever it might be. It just helps ease all of these things. This is important to do sometimes from time to time with meditation, because like how we were talking about dealing with the energetic congestion, as your energy body expands, if you think about this, as your energy body expands, your energy body gets bigger, and you start to become more influenced by more people, because like you say, you're standing in like a checkout line at the grocery store. There's more people standing in your aura than if you were home by yourself, or the way it used to be and everything. And so sometimes the stumbling block is we get a little bit too sensitive, and we want to withdraw from the things that are uncomfortable or stressful, or sometimes other people's thought processes can feel a little agitating to your body. And so this cleans up the effects, this cleans up whatever things you've generated, but also from other people, it reduces the influence and the effect that other people's emotions have on you as well. And so I find this to be incredibly soothing. So Gilead is what we use here, but if you don't have that, grab one of those single oils, and I'll give you a minute to go find something. And if you already have your oil and you're all ready to go, just sit and kind of check in with yourself, check in with your body, check in with some situations maybe that has been going on in the last week or two. Doesn't have to be bad situations, just kind of think about things going on in your life in the last few weeks. Okay, so first just begin inhaling. We're not going to direct it anywhere, just start taking some long, slow, deep breaths. Okay, and then just be still for a moment. And again, think of those external situations and begin inhaling the oil again as you think of those external situations. They don't necessarily have to be bad. Just think of the things going on in your life and inhale. Long, slow, deep breaths, thinking about those things externally. And then just be still. Just let everything go for a moment. Just be still. Check in with your body. Where do you feel this in your body? Where do you feel the tension, a heaviness, a clenching or clamping down? And then just let go for a moment. Begin inhaling again. Your awareness is on your navel. Taking long, slow, deep breaths. Your awareness is on your navel. You're still taking long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on your navel. Go down 1.5 inches below your navel. And then just be still for a moment. Just be still, be aware, just let go. Move your awareness over to the spleen, the left-hand side below your ribs. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the spleen. And then push through your body and come out the back side. So the same spot, same area, but on the back. Taking some long, slow, deep breaths in that area. Yeah, that bit. What's that? Yeah. Relaxing. Hmm. Still taking long, slow, deep breaths. And then just let it go for a moment. Just be still, be aware, just let go. your low back area, the back side of your navel. Take some long, slow, deep breaths. You're still on that low back area. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths. And then move your awareness to the sex chakra, where the sex organs are. Long, slow, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, just let it go for a moment. So here we want to reduce the tendency to get triggered to generate the lower emotions. You know, a lot of times the lower emotions are triggers that we don't consciously recognize. They're unconscious, they're automatic, they're not something you're even aware of. They're a lot of times based on past conditioning and past experiences. So we want to unwind that. So this is just a little experiment for you. Again, your awareness is on the sex chakra. But now your awareness is on the sex chakra and the Ming Men, which is that low back area opposite the navel, both of those at the same time. Take long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on both spots at the same time. So like a bunch of tension leave your body, just like your whole body just went.
Is there like,
So you're still in the sixth chakra in the low back area, the Mingmen. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths. Now move your awareness to your jaws where they hinge in front of each ear, both sides. Inhale with your awareness on the jaws. And then just be still. Just be still. Begin inhaling again. Your awareness is on the sixth chakra again and the Mingmen, which is the backside of your navel. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths. And then again, move your awareness up to the jaws. Long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the jaws. And then just let go. Let go of everything. Just let go. Just be still. Go to your temples. Your awareness is on your temples. You're going to take some long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on your temples. And then just let that go. You're being still, you're being aware. Begin inhaling. Your awareness is on the bottom of the tailbone. And move your awareness to the front heart, the center of your chest. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the center of your chest, the front heart. And then move your awareness to the back heart. And then just let go. Let go of everything, just let go. Just be still. Begin inhaling again. Your awareness is on the front heart. Move your awareness to the back heart. Your awareness is on your back heart. You're taking long, slow, deep breaths. And then just be still, be aware, just let go. Just let go. Keep your eyes closed, just let it incubate for a moment. Now, check in with your body. Where do you feel it in your body? You feel it in your shoulders, your back, your jaws, your hips. Just sit with it wherever you feel the spot in your body, wherever it stands out the most. Just sit with that part of your body. Keep your awareness on it. Now begin inhaling. Wherever you feel it in your body, you're taking long, slow, deep breaths. Go to your brain. Your awareness is on the brain. And then just let it go for a moment. Just let it go. Begin inhaling again. Your awareness is on the brain. You're still inhaling. Your awareness is on your brain. Move your awareness to the temples. Long, slow, deep breath with your awareness on the temples. And then just be still. Let everything go. Just be still. You're maintaining your stillness and awareness. Now let's go back to your external events. Whatever's going on in your life, just start going one by one. Pick one out, think about it, and just take long, slow, deep breaths as you inhale. If there's somebody you're having an issue with or that's a little bit triggering to you, whatever it might be, take some long, slow, deep breaths as you put your awareness on that situation or that person. Move on to another situation, another person. Whatever it is, somebody who bothers you a little bit. Let's just see what happens as you think about them or the situation as you take some long, slow, deep breaths. That's just breathing your breath. Yeah. Now let the person in the situation go. Go back to the sex chakra and the Ming Men at the same time. And take some long, slow, deep breaths. And then up to your jaws. Okay. I think we've officially lost Samantha. Just let go. Let go of everything, just let go. Just let it incubate for a minute or two. Okay, how about this? Let's share experiences. If you want to ask a question or so, we'll cut this piece up and be able to make it available on YouTube so you can just go through and follow. I mean, we're using a pattern, but we also did a little free form, and part of what's happening sometimes when I do this, it doesn't always come out the same. I'm watching the energy, here it's for the group, but for an individual, it might be slightly different. But the part that's the same is always that part of the navel, the spleen, the Mingmen, the sex, and the basic. And the thing that you really want to focus on is that combination of the sex chakra and the Mingmen. When you get triggered, or when you're in a state where you're about to be triggered, or a situation is like pushing you in that direction, the tendency is for the sex chakra and the Mingmen to be a bit more overactivated. It basically is stimulating the adrenals. And so this can actually even be in relationships. For example, like maybe a young woman who always is going for the bad boy. Part of that is the bad boy is a little bit triggering, so it activates the sex chakra and the Mingmen, which kind of is like a kind of passion, you could say, but it's not really like a choice or a connection or a bond. It's just a triggering. It's a reaction. And so it doesn't mean that it's about sex. Let's be very clear about that. The sex chakra is the lowest part of your emotional makeup in Kabbalistic teachings. Your emotional makeup is from the heart, and then the solar plexus, the navel, the spleen, the Mingmen, and then the sex chakra. So it is the lowest part of the emotional response. And so it's the part that has to do with being triggered, being reactive in nature. And so here we want to undo the conditioning from the past and let it have a little bit of a reboot, so that when something happens where you've had pain in a similar situation in the past, you're not just triggered, or when there's been an act of violence around you, or whatever it is, somebody saying something, somebody bullying somebody, whatever it might be, if it's something that triggers you, think of the situation, reflect on it, especially if you have like something recently, inhale the oil as you think about it, follow that lower pattern, and then spend a lot of time working the sex and the Mingmen. And the reason why we go up to the jaws is this is starting to hit some of the lower mental function. It's tied to an instinctive response. Your jaws are tied to your throat. Your throat is your lower mental function, amongst other things, right? And so when you do the sex chakra and the Mingmen, part of what's happening is it's making the jaws expel. Don't you ever notice like those times where you feel you're kind of being triggered, or you're in that state where like I'm getting agitated and triggered very easily? Your jaws are always a little wound up, like they're a little tight, they're a little tense. You need to stretch them a little bit. I mean, all of that is basically not just energetically connected, but there's physiological components to this that actually go hand in hand. And so we still have a few minutes, so let's share experiences or ask whatever questions you like. We'll be covering this more at some points in different classes or different study groups or something, but I don't know. I just thought, I don't know. The world's a crazy place sometimes. Who couldn't use a little less being triggered and a little more being able to be calm and peaceful in a chaotic time? So anyway, go ahead.
Someone shared helped, but I picked a hard one and it still hurts emotionally, but it feels like my body is calmer.
So like the hurt part, the trauma part, this is more for like the lower emotions, but when you start getting into trauma, then you're starting to deal with thought forms. So, I mean, very perceptive of the person. And so at that point, what you would do is you would roll into using something for more of a traumatic release, right? And so, that's the whole thing, like we're going to be talking about the trauma release technique. I really boiled down a bunch of different things just to go, if you had just like 15-20 minutes, an hour to go through and try to release trauma, that's what we would like to try to do with going through and doing that process with the trauma release technique. But bottom line is, like, if you have some traumatic thing that you're trying to use, helichrysum is your best bet without going through a full technique. We're going to be doing things with the nervous system and, some other pieces, and kind of goes hand in hand with what we're doing the next day, not this weekend, but next weekend with the lymphatic system. It kind of deepens the physical and psychological healing. They both stand on their own, but they work good together as well. And helichrysum helps release the trauma, but more importantly, it helps someone move past the trauma. And so sometimes what happens is, because you're dealing with a thought form rather than like just thought energy or an event, a thought form is strong emotion or repetitive thought that's attracted energy from the environment, and then they've mixed together to create this thought form. So thought energy has become physicalized. And so you kind of have to deconstruct it a little bit. And just unwinding the lower emotion, that's not quite a thought form yet. You're just kind of mopping up the building blocks that potentially could turn into a thought form. So when you're starting to go, okay, I'm addressing something that's a bit traumatic, helichrysum will break down the traumatic energy, will help you release it. You can just inhale it with awareness on your heart, back heart. But I also do a thing where you check in with your body. I also like doing the brain a little bit with it as well. And then by using it on a regular basis, I mean, sometimes when I'm feeling like that, I'll actually even just point blank, like put it on the heart. Like I'll just dab it several drops on the heart. And I'll just keep doing it throughout the day for several days. And it releases the trauma and helps you to move past it. Like it helps you to disentangle from it, disengage it. And if you think about like even the health rays, your ability to detoxify, I mean, a big part of that health ray blend that we use for that is actually helichrysum. I mean, so it's actually detoxifying. It helps to release things on an energetic level, but also on an emotional and mental level. So.
And then go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
We can't hear you. There we go.
Wrong button. Let me just do this now since I'm on video. Sammy can just relate to Greg.
Yeah, how does that go like that?
The K-pop part. But I just have something general to share. I don't really have anything that came to mind that was triggering to me at the moment, just work and the workload. But I noticed after doing this protocol, how my gut, my stomach was like a big knot that just kept unwinding and unwinding.
I mean, like the thing is like, that's why like it manifests different with different people, but like given the kind of work that you do, people are coming at you whether you are aware of it or not. And sometimes you might not even have interaction with them and they're coming at you because of the nature of your work. So you're going to get it in the gut and you're going to get it in the throat, like a lot of times, and then energetically in the basic. And so the thing is like, when you get like upset and you get triggered and you're like, and then you say a couple things, or you get upset or you get a little wound up. Those are times that we're aware of that we're being triggered. Sometimes we get these little like micro triggers where it doesn't really register, like might registers a little tension in your body, or you tense up, or you're like, that guy's being weird, or this person's being weird, or like, I'm gonna walk into the situation, they're all gonna be upset at me. You know, it's not always things that you would recognize. I mean, haven't you ever had like a weird interaction with something, and like somebody said something and you walked away and that kind of lingered for a little bit, but there was like no reason for, like, nothing in it was like content that was like upsetting or needed to be addressed, but it's like just something that somebody said. It's just like it just sticks in. It's like it's a little agitating. And it goes back to that thing of, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. Like sometimes somebody can say something that's very proper, but the energy that's passing through that is poke, and so when you hear it, you go, okay, that sounds normal. But then you walk away and you're like, something in there, just like, I can't let it go. Like it's not like you're grinding on it, but it's just like it just keeps eating at you a little bit. That's a little minor trigger. And sometimes they're not even that big, but there can be just like little triggers that happen. And so good to unwind these things and the tendency, so that when people come at you, you be it in the workplace or whatever, that you're able to kind of keep your wits about you, so that you don't just become reactionary.
Thank you so much. Now that you said that, I went to the pharmacy that was all of a sudden being shut down. The employees were just told, we're closing tomorrow.
That would be
And
a little bit
when I left
triggering.
that place,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I need to clean my energy field.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sadness there on my
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to feel some micro traumas, spend 10 minutes like just flipping through the news. Like there's little things that just like weird things that happen in the news, or people say something or do something, or how do you not do that? So we got to jump over